Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the Mutsuki. I probably pronounced that wrong, but you're not here for me to pronounce stuff correctly. So, for the commander, let's start off right off the bat here. It is, in fact, Tanaka. We just have a Geist on it. And what you're going to want to do for your skills or your inspirations, Eric Bay, Jersey Swirsky, them are going to be the same all the way through. If you don't have Tanaka yet, you can go back to, if you watch the first step or the first one on Isukazi on how to use Togo. But for your perks, you're going to use Contact as Imminent, Look at Me Now, Never Take Fragile Threat, Perceptive, and Smoke on the Water. Now, you could do either one of these that you'd like. Unstoppable, in my opinion, is better, but I had Give Me Speed when we were doing these, so I'm going to leave it on there for you guys. For your mod, you're going to want to get the turret traversed one, because if you have to use your guns on this, you want the turrets to turn quickly, and so you can shoot while you're being shifty. For your upgrade, for your actual upgrades, in order of what you want to take on this particular ship, you want to take the range increase so you can use your guns if you need to, and the artillery to get your reload down so you can actually defend yourself, and the hull will give you a little bit more hit points. For the consumables, you have two smokes. They are decent, and an engine boost. Specs, 11,000 health. Not great, obviously, but it's not end of the world bad. Guns, it doesn't have the world's best guns, but it does reload relatively quickly for the most part. And for torpedoes, this thing is where this thing really shines. It has relatively quick torpedoes for the tier. They're 8 kilometers, which is also good for the tier. And 15,000, they hit. You're starting to get to them really, you're starting to see some really good torps in this Japanese line here. You do not want to get hit by Japanese torps. For AA defense, it's actually good for a Japanese destroyer. Is not wonderful. Don't get it wrong, but there's two guys with a slingshot now on the back chucking rocks off, and maneuverability of the thing is pretty quick, turns well, and concealment 4-6. All these torpedo boats are pretty solid at that for what you're getting on this torpedo line. One other thing here is we can go look at stats. You'd see you're not necessarily damage hunting in these, but you can do damage if you want to. You can get over 100,000 in these. You can see for win rate, 75%, pretty solid, especially because this was one of my earlier lines. Was the first line I did well at. And to be honest, it's still one of my best lines if I ever do go back and play it, which I don't really much, but for sure this torpedo boat line is a strong suit for me, because I am also willing to use the guns, and a lot of people with this line aren't willing to do that. For armor, you don't have much. You're not going to win a lot of gun battles with it. So, try it if you can. You want to be in the shadows, torping people and using your guns when you need to. This is not a gunboat first. As we go ahead and start this match and check who we're up against, I do want to say it is disclaimer time. This is a beginner's guide to help out people just learning this ship or learning the game in general. This is not for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything. There is also multiple ways to build and play ships, so opinions will vary. I am just a above average player. I don't claim to be the best player in the world. I just am a pretty darn good player. So I do make mistakes. You're going to see some in this match. And also, you didn't come to this video to see how to pronounce names, as I am very terrible at slaughtering other beautiful languages. It's almost an art form, so keep that in mind when you're watching this, guys. With that out of the way, we are in the middle spawn here on Atlantic. We are bottom tier, and this is an aircraft carrier match. This is one really good match I wanted to show off. You're going to have carriers, and they're going to be an issue when you're in a torpedo boat. Now, I'm going to make a couple mistakes that I really can't wait to show you because, I make a lot of mistakes as well as the normal player. But when you spawn off in the middle like this, you want to get out as far as you can and head towards the middle. Give your team the first spotting. If your team can get a free shot off first, that's a big deal to you. So you can see the aircraft carrier is in fact on the side. With our destroyer and cruiser going to the right over there for A, I figured I would head more towards C. And the reason I figured I would head towards this side is it's easier to control two caps than it is to have everybody fight over one, and you're going to see that play out in this match. Now, we are starting to spot, for our team, as you can see, to help get them out. And I did turn off my AA, if you did not notice, so that the carrier, a lot of times your AA will go off before the carrier actually spots you, and that kind of lets the carrier know where you are. So I don't turn it on unless I'm spotted, and we're going to send out a couple torpedoes at the Derfingler. Now, I should have known that this was going to be how the Derfingler played. I expected him, to be honest with you, to go behind this island. I did not expect him to charge me here, and this completely caught me off guard here. So I throw out my smoke just to not die, and I figured, you know what, let's get a fire on him, make him use his damage con. He is completely unaware that I'm here. And that, I expected him at some point to go around the back of the island, but he just charges straight for me, and we don't have our torps reloaded yet. So one thing I do here, and I made a mistake getting caught here, in this position, but I'm going to get out of it okay. And you're going to see that he starts to turn in. He's going to spot me in a second. He should be having his guns focused on me, and he doesn't. A good battleship player could have probably done some more damage to me. But one thing I do here is I go around to the other side because he can't turn his guns quick enough. You see, I put the torps out on the line. I have no idea how them missed, to be honest with you. Well, I did get one hit, but I was really surprised by that, and we're going to just send out a quick set of torps here to finish them off. I was really surprised that first set actually missed, but wrapping around the battleship like that, he can't turn his guns quick enough to shoot you. Now, I am detected by sonar, which means there is the Omaha is close by, so we are going to work out of here. I was trying to really get this cap early, and you can see we're out of his detection range, but the carrier is coming again to spot me. So you can see we do see where the carrier is at. Surprisingly, he hasn't moved to the back corner. So with this Omaha here, and getting ready to spot me, as you can see, the carrier is spotting me now. We are going to actually try to put some sort of island or something in between me and the Omaha temporarily. As you can see, I want to be able to move out if that's the case, but the carrier does leave, so then I do start to head back. And you can see here, I put the torpedoes. I didn't think he was going to back up here. I know it shows him backing up, but I figured that he was not going to want to get close to that battleship that's coming. And that battleship is spotted right now. You see he starts to move back forward. So I throw one out in front of him, and then in a second here, I throw one kind of back where I kind of think he's going to be if he does stop and not go forward. I did not expect him to back up here, and credit to the Omaha, he totally backs up because I know he doesn't have his sonar. He used that to try to spot us, and because until we get rid of that Omaha or that Omaha is you know gone, we have to 100% keep him spotted for our team. That's one big thing. You always want to spot. You don't want to just go into a cap and smoke up. That doesn't help your team ever. But the Ranger is pretty close while we were here spotting the Omaha, and I will tell you what, this Ranger has been a little bit annoying to me, and we are gonna try to get our revenge here on him. Carriers, when they go and they want you dead and they want to spot you, boy, they can make your life heck. And honestly, we're gonna get rid of him before he's any more problems to us. Here as we do. I figured he was gonna move when he got spotted, but he didn't. So we do, in fact, throw the torps out on where he's at. I figured he was gonna go ahead and start moving. I think once he realized he was spotted, he saw the torpedoes coming. I think he rage quit because you're gonna see he gets no score at all. So he leaves before the end of before he gets killed. So he definitely must have seen the torps coming and then rage quit. Which, as a destroyer, as you can see, we get a Citadel there on a carrier. Like I said, switch to AP when stuff is broadside, but getting that as a carrier, or as a destroyer to get a carrier to rage quit to me is kind of cool. But anyway, that being said, like I said though, if you have the opportunity to use AP on something that's broadside, go ahead and do it. You're definitely gonna want to. Omaha's got not much left, and he's trying to hide behind the mountain. So we're gonna help our team out and finish him off. And we are going to go get this cap that we've been trying. Now, I know that you're probably thinking, well, why are you going after this cap? The fight's almost over. Well, to be honest, they're getting another cap that would give them 2, and that doesn't make the fight over. So we're going to actually head over there as we turn our A back on to shoot down that carrier's planes. His defensive planes there. And so we're not spotted forever. So we're going to go in and grab this cap. And like I said, at this point, the match isn't necessarily over. It's really hard for them to win, but you never know when your teammates are going to do something not maybe in the smartest of decisions. And like I said, we don't like to rip on teammates here, but sometimes you get people that do some crazy stuff. So I want to make sure we don't lose this. I'm going to grab this cap. We have our teammate coming in to help get the cap here. And that's just to make sure we don't lose. If we get this cap, it would be hard, even if they did start killing all our team, to in fact lose if we do have cap control. And you can see it finally took them guys, 10 minutes into that match before that cap really was solidified in anybody's hands. And that's why, if I have the choice, I would rather go for the 2 caps on one side, which are easier to control, than, on the one side, because a lot of times you end up in a scenario where you get the 2 caps on one side, and then your team can focus on the other side when they're done. So we're going to head over there. We're making sure our destroyer's with us because there is a destroyer over there. Obviously, not a whole lot left in the match here, but I did want to make sure that you guys, when you're playing Japanese, or any destroyer for that matter, the carriers are going to be an issue, but you can kind of avoid them. And one thing here, we're going to start shooting at the California here because the match is almost done, and he is on fire. We figure we could definitely help out a little bit, get rid of him before he tries to ram uh, our battleship buddy there. But yeah, don't go into a cap and smoke up. That's one thing as a destroyer. A lot of people are relying on your spotting. So if you just go straight in and you know smoke up, people aren't going to see stuff on your side, and that's one thing I figured I would bring up. And also, make sure you're always using the perceptive perk on perceptive or twist and track. They both do a similar thing, so we know where the destroyer is now. Like I know exactly where he is. He's running towards the edge of the map. Um, and our other, we have another destroyer friend there as the I believe it's the Jura. Yeah, the Juru is there, and I'm just letting them know because that right now, currently, as you guys watch that video, there is no way for him to locate a ship. They don't that doesn't have a captain for it that can locate. So I'm letting him know where he is because he's closer than I am, and the carrier. That way they can go spot him. Now, my original thought was just in case he tries to run behind this island, I was going to go ahead and cut him off, but he's spotted right here. We're going to try to get our guns on to help finish him off. Is we do get a assisted capture. That's just basically for some little bit extra XP. But we do get one hit on him. I think here, yeah, we get one full pin for not much damage. But you can see him start to turn out, and we're going to go make sure he doesn't get back on this side of the island and run away and make this a longer match than it needs to be, because you can see that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to run away. And we're going to cut him off for our teammates. But anyway, guys, this line is going to play a lot alike as we go through these ships. And in my opinion, is better than the gunboat line because I feel like a lot of cases these have as good a guns as the other line. But we help our team out between me and the Jarua. We definitely take control of this match and do help our team win. And not to mention 74,000 damage when you're bottom tier at tier 4 is solid, especially in a destroyer. So anyway, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.